Hello, this video is about menstruation and fasting. I'm currently on a fast. I'm on day 6, and yesterday I got my period. It was 5 days before I normally get my period, and my cycle is usually spot on 28 days no matter what. So I decided to go on the internet and try to find out some information about this, what was out there in regards to this subject. And I found a whole hodgepodge of junk. There are just a lot of different people's opinions and takes and blah, blah, blah. I never really saw real experiences and real facts and data. So I decided that I would start to do a documentary on my experience, and just see where this takes us and see what happens to me. And I would love for more women to come out and share their experiences and see if we can't, get something going here, figure out what the deal is, Because I know a lot of women may be hesitant to start a fast, maybe because they've heard that it makes you not ovulate anymore, or your cycle becomes very abnormal. Everything just stops altogether. A whole bunch of different stuff. So I finally found an article by Dr. Shelton, and this is what he has to say. I'm sorry, before I start this. I'm really dry now. Okay. Both male and female organs are enabled to heal and repair themselves during a fast. Menstruation is often brought on a week or two ahead of time of the regular schedule. After this, it usually ceases altogether. Disorders of ovulation yield quite rapidly to the kindly influences of fasting. So basically, what he's saying is you get your period earlier, and then it stops altogether. I guess until you become unhealthy again, and then, the whole horrendous cycle starts all over. But you still ovulate. So this is pretty interesting to me because I would love to go without my period. However, I'm also in my childbearing years, and I'm married, still don't have kids, so I would like to still be able to know when I'm ovulating, and all those calculators out there are based off of your period. So how do you figure that one out? Alright, he goes on in the same article to give information about women who have conceived after fasting. There was one woman who became pregnant shortly. She was sterile, and she became pregnant shortly after a 40-day fast. There was another, and the baby was totally normal. All the things that people had said about, spinal problems and all this stuff, none of that was present in the baby. Another married woman, she was married for 10 years. They were trying to conceive the whole time. She conceived right after a 10-day fast. Another non-sterile woman conceived the first time she had intercourse after her fast, which was 2 weeks. And that was a 30-day fast. So we're showing right there that fasting does not cause you to stop ovulating, at least not in all women. I can't always group everything all together. I know that there's different stuff out there and different things going on. Situations differ. However, there's 3 that show that it is possible to conceive. And even the woman who did the 3 40-day fasts in a row, she conceived shortly after completing all of those fasts. So I started looking more into, I wanted the real definition of menstruation. I Googled it, Wiki came up, and so I read on there, in the first paragraph, it talked about how this was about human menstruation and not about animal menstruation. So it gave a little description of animal menstruation. And this is what it said, that animals reabsorb the endometrium, which is what we shed, that comes out of our uterus. they reabsorb that into their body. They use it again. And their cycles are called estrous cycles, and they have covert menstruation. So basically here, they may bleed a little bit, but it's not the hemorrhaging that we have with all of the PMS symptoms that we go through. It's just reabsorbed back in, and then they move on with life. I then found another article by Dr. Shelton called Should Women Menstruate? And I'll put all of these links over under the info for you to check out. And he says that circulatory interference caused by sagging of the abdominal organs happens in 90% of women over the age of 14. The abdominal organs gravitate and rest on the pelvic organs and interfere with the return of circulation from the pelvis. This is why we're not reabsorbing it into our bodies. The excess blood results in leakage through the lax tissues of the uterus. Apparently this sagging comes from being unfit, not having the muscles, not having the strength in our organs, having our stomachs and intestines weighing so much full of junk that it weighs down on top of the uterus. Also from wearing tight clothes that our body supports on instead of, supporting itself. Bad posture, all these things could result in that. So as I said in the beginning, this is the information that I found, and I would really love to hear other experiences, other information that you have found that's viable, that, maybe from a doctor, anything like that. Doctors that have, had plenty of experience with fasting and stuff like that. I mean, Dr. Shelton has supervised so many fasts, it's unbelievable. So, again, share your personal experiences so that we can kind of get this out there, get the ball rolling, because I know a lot of women may not fast because of this, or now they may fast because of it if they're having problems conceiving. This may help out a lot. So let's see what we can do here. All right, I'll probably be updating, maybe doing another video if we get a lot of responses. However, I'll probably be waiting for a month to see if my period does come back. I may possibly still be in the fast until then. So, and I'm going to continue doing this until something happens. I guess once your body goes back to the way it was, you could possibly then start having your period again. So we'll see what happens. So I'm really excited about this. There needs to be more information on this. So thanks for listening, and hopefully we can share some information and get this going. Have a good one, and stay happy and healthy.